Well, today I'll be working on the 98 Park Avenue. What I'm going to do is I'm going to replace that transmission mount with a new one I got. So I'm going to go ahead and jack the car up a little bit and then put it on stands and jack up the engine and transmission a little bit to take the weight off that. And then I'm going to take the bolt out and then take that mount out of there and put a new one in. Now I was just driving for like 2 hours, so it's pretty hot. So I'm not going to do it right away. I think I'll let it cool for maybe an hour or so. And in the meantime, I'll just go around and check everything else. Here is the new mount. Nice shiny black one. That's what it's supposed to look like. I'll compare the two when I get the other one out. But here's the air filter I replaced last weekend. I didn't show you guys, but I don't know how well you can see the light through it, but that probably wasn't good for the engine. Oh well, now that that's replaced, we're good to go on that, and I'll be getting more parts hopefully today. I'll do the wheel bearing and the ball joints and the shocks and the brakes and all that fun stuff, and I should be good to go for another $230,000. Well, I've got that bolt out, and it's looks like a lot of room down there, but it is kind of tough to swing that ratchet in there, and it was on there pretty good, so that was a bit tricky, but I got that out. And now my next move is to take this bolt out here on the bottom, and it's threaded into the whole unit here, so I'll have to see if I can pry this plastic out of my way, because I'm not going to save it and take it out the right way. I'm just going to bend it out of my way and pull this bolt out through here. Hopefully I'll have enough room. And when I was doing the job, I noticed this. My radiator hose is a bit flat, so either I need a new radiator cap, or this little hose here that flows all the way back to the reservoir is plugged up with something, because usually what happens is you get a vacuum on the cap and it allows coolant to go through this hose and enter back into the radiator, but right now it's not doing that. So I'm going to take this cap off real quick. That hose should spring back. It should spring back. Ooh, I don't see much in there. Not good. Yep, here's the hose sprung back. Well, I can hear it in there, but I'm going to try to blow some air through that hose, and we'll see what it does. I'm going to open that cap, obviously, and see if we hear any air, but that's something for later on. Right now I'm working on that. Alright, I got the old one out here. This bolt came out real easy because I used the impact on it. There was just enough room to pry this, take the clips out of this and just bend it out of my way, and then run an impact right up here and pull the bolt out. And I'll show you here where it's broke, right there at the bottom, completely severed, and it kind of falls right out of here. It wasn't real tight in that thing. This one I can't push out the new one, so what I'm going to do is just go ahead and put this one back in the right way, which would be this way, and line her up, tighten her down, and we should be good to go. Alright, I've got both the bolts in. I started them both before I tightened anything up, and I've got this one all tightened up, and it's nice because this one has that nut has a little tab on it, so you don't have to put a wrench. I don't know how well you can see that little tab, but you don't have to put a wrench on that side of it, on the nut side. You can just snug her down or take her off as you want. So that's done, that's tight. Now I'm going to tighten this bottom bolt from underneath with the impact, and then I can go ahead and let it all down, put this back up, and we should be good to go. And then I can take a peek at this radiator cap, and it's pretty gooey here. I might steal one off one of the other cars just because, or I might have a new one laying around, I don't know. But that's pretty much the job. Pretty simple. Alright, well, I took care of my little radiator problem. It turned out this hose was clogged. I took it off and I blew in it until basically I heard bubbling there. And then just to be sure it was unclogged, I went ahead and I sucked on that and stuck it down there and let the coolant run for a little bit, get all that crap out of there. Yeah, by the way, coolant tastes horrible. But I'm gonna wait on replacing the cap. I think I'll wait until I flush this thing when I do the intake manifold, and I'll just replace that then and get that all at once. It'll be all right for now, I think. Now that the radiator can get coolant out of the reservoir, we should be all right. And I'm going to take that off when I do it too, and flush it and clean it, because that's, I don't know how well you can see inside there, but it's just nasty. But there's the job, and how to fix that, or at least one of the ways to, if you find a problem. Now that hose shouldn't collapse anymore.